Sleep until the work was done. One for the money, to another show. Please start your engines now and rock and roll.
It's the NASCAR Xfinity Series playoffs from Charlotte. The race for the Cure 250, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina. The field rolling.
It's a long name.
Pit road. Let's take a look at the starting grid. AJ Allmendinger and Ty Gibbs making up row one. AJ never lost here at the Rovol.
Long, we know you're going to be putting on a show. Good luck. Thank Nutrient Ag for letting us ride along. Such great shots. Gibbs this afternoon in the quest to win an Xfinity Series championship, Rick.
Yeah, we ride along with him and that Toyota on board as they are about to get the green flag here, and so much on the line. Again, only Noah Gragson and AJ Allmendinger are locked into the next round. Numerous drivers fighting for every point they can get. The final race, so the round of 12 is underway from Charlotte. Two drivers up front are doing double duty this weekend. AJ Allmendinger and Ty Gibbs.
You instantly see just how technical this infield portion of this road course is. A bunch of switchbacks, now a left-hander, and now climbing up to the banking that the 1.5 mile oval here at Charlotte is known for. This is turns 1 and 2 of the banking, and they'll come down the back straightaway into that backstretch chicane, which on the map looks pretty simple. In person is anything but.
Yeah, single file is very difficult. Side by side is almost impossible. You get right here, you're next to somebody. Somebody needs to concede the spot. Get back single file. You can see right here, they're arguing for space. So dangerous. So easy to get in a wreck right there. There's Noah Gragson trying to work himself up from the back in that 9 car.
Yeah, then if you're successful in the backstretch, Rick, you come to this front stretch chicane, kind of a sweeping entry to a quick right-left. You see those bright blue curbs on the inside, very tall curbs. If you get those two continuous, you can easily damage your car.
They call them turtles here at the Rovol. Blue humps. As the field continues all the way through for lap 1.
You mentioned it, Rick. These first and second place drivers, Allmendinger and Gibbs.
We ride along with JJ Yaley, and I want to thank Work Pro Tools for that on board. And we're riding along on the helmet of Violent Racetrack here as well as we see his head bouncing around.
It's such a great shot. Look how blind these corners are. Where's the next corner? You cannot see it. The elevation changes here just shock me every time I come here. He's approaching turn 4 right now. Down this back straightaway, turn 5, which is where we saw Daniel Hemrick have his problems. Carry a lot of speed in here. If you get offline, it kind of sucks you into that grass and into that wall. Look at this blind corner. Where is the corner? You cannot see the racetrack until right now. I think, we're spinning.
And around he goes.
Lock it down. No contact with anything.
Right there. Got 3 coming at you, they got a little gap.
I feel like we jinxed
And spinning here. 1 more coming. After this one here, spin around.
Yeah, Burton, you were talking.
Get back over here. He's coming outside.
That just proves how easy it was, right? You didn't see a huge mistake. Just how slippery that infield area of this racetrack is. He was following Marco Andretti right there, trying to keep pace, running in the 26th position. He just lost rear grip.
And Steve, you're exactly right. And that's why it's so hard. The infield of this racetrack looks like it's, just a normal racetrack, but it's not. It's slick, and he was just trying to accelerate. Back in the car came around, and he just never was able to catch up with it.
Yeah, it just gets a little behind on the steering. And that's the fear. Well, I was going to say, Rick, that's the fear for the playoff drivers because, there's going to be 25 or 30 cars in the lead lap at the end of this race. So if you make that mistake in the final lap, you could lose 20 points on the final lap of the race.
Every point is a position. So every position on the racetrack, you can earn a point. And then at the end of stage one,
Sitting at turn 1, the outside of turn 1.
I don't want you to move here. I don't want you to move.
Giving some good instructions. You see the field coming by, so the spotters just letting them know, sit right there so the drivers all know where you're going to be. I think the 68 hit that off
You can roll, stay to the right. You get moving and stay to the right. We'll come back around here.
if he can get back around.
Yeah.
TJ Majors, spotter, long-time spotter, using that experience to get some good advice. We think about spotters just when it comes to wrecks or competition. But helping a driver like that sort himself through this, just in the corner too hard, trying to get the car in turns. Gosh, front legs locked up. Look at that impact.
Misses though. You see how thick the wall is above that. That's all tire pack, which would soften that impact. He misses the tire pack, hits right on that soft wall.
First caution comes out here at the Charlotte Rovol. Chris Wright into turn 1 wall.
It shows you how difficult it is, and you're going so fast in certain sections, and you
Road, notably Noah Gregson in that backup car came, looked like fresh tires and some adjustments.
To go here in stage 1, Rick, the spin on the racetrack. Ryan Sieg, playoff driver, coming down pit road. They were out of the points, would not finish in the top 10, so taking this advantage to get 4 fresh Goodyear tires, which Steve or Dave, we have seen be a very big factor today so far.
That happened as well for Brandon Jones in the 19 car. He was on and off pit road. 4 Goodyear tires, Sunoco fuel. Drive off was his biggest issue. That was the same thing he was battling in practice and qualifying, and that led to a 15th place starting spot.
Coming up on 2 to go, that means that the pit road will be closed. Here was the issue between the 7 and the 10. Those two had been running nose to tail.
Well, they had some
right in
action
between
on the front stretch chicane. The 10 of Landon Castle had been working to get by the 7 of Allgaier. That was a little late into it there, but I think we can all assume that they finally disagreed over the same piece of real estate.
it was a fierce battle.
Playoff drivers first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. So definitely filling up the top 5, top 6 of this race so far.
Well, we've got AJ Allmendinger. Steve, he's staying out on the racetrack. We saw a lot of people pitting, staying out to win this stage, to get that stage point going to the next round of the playoffs. The price for that's going to be large. He is going to start behind quite a few cars. He Gibbs, Bear, Austin Hill, Riley Herbst, Allgaier, all those guys trying to get
Racetrack in the Xfinity Series, and for the final time through the front stretch chicane, he will finish just in front of Ty Gibbs. They're 1 and 2 in stage 1. And this is how far back you have to go. Sam Mayer in the 1 will finish in the 3rd spot. It's Austin Hill, Riley Herbst, Justin Allgaier hanging on for a 6th place finish in stage 1. James Davison, the 36-year-old out of Australia, the first non-playoff driver, finishing in the 7th position, landing. So it's AJ Allmendinger. He's starting off the right way, winning stage 1.
How good is your plan? He was told, stick to the plan we talked about on Tuesday. I assume that means winning the race and maybe even stage 1. Slight air pressure adjustment for handling here, Kim.
You see Sam Mayer top right. Points racing here. They got that done, finishing 3rd in the stage. Sam said it's just a little bit loose. Needs more rear security. You see that chassis adjustment right there. 4 tires, Sunoco fuel. Marty.
With 9 stage points, Ty Gibbs is now locked into the round of 8. They can go race the rest of the race from where they are. You see Austin Hill, bottom right of your screen, finished 4th in this stage. He said he had a power steering issue at the end of stage 1. He said it almost completely locked up at one point and would no longer turn to the right. So they had a fairly comfortable lead coming in. Now you look at the points where they are right now. Austin Hill, the race off pit road, actually Ty Gibbs gaining a spot. Receive a power steering issue and locking up at a road course. What kind of problem would that be behind the wheel for the driver?
Well, nearly impossible.
Noah Gregson hard into turn number 1, and then 3 wide for second.
3 deep.
Bottleneck up through turns 2.
Look at the advantage that 54
No.
Ty Gibbs has on the 16 of Allmendinger.
How about the 7 of Allgaier also passing on the outside as he has closed the gap now on Allmendinger.
You see the 11 right there, Daniel Hemrick, a nice recovery after that early accident.
I'm curious to see what kind of speed this car has. They pitted earlier, put tires on it to get this track position. Now they're going to understand how bad the damage is.
Down the backstretch and into the backstretch chicane. Sheldon Creed in the 2 out front. Noah Gregson running second. Dave.
I just checked in with Jason Tricheri, the crew chief on the 11 for Daniel Hemrick. I said, what's your biggest concern? He said,
it's definitely some heavy damage on that right front.
He done.
It's kind of late, and then we see him spinning around. Hard to tell how he got there.
Brad Perez in that 35. At a 20th place finish at Watkins Glen in his only Xfinity Series start. Also a tire tech.
Yeah, this is middle 8 now, kind of limping to pit road here.
Andy Lally, 5 class wins in the 24 hours at Daytona. Call him a road course expert as we see Brandon Jones in the 19 closing the gap on the 9 of Noah Gregson.
Brandon Jones was not in position to get stage points in stage 1, so they pitted early before the end of the stage, put tires on, and now battling Noah Gregson for second. Noah Gregson pitted on lap 10, Brandon Jones on lap 17, so better tires on the car of Brandon Jones. They wanted this thing to run green to try to get some of those stage points that they were not able to get in the first one.
Flip the stage or strategy, or there's all these different terms. Basically, the idea is there's a predetermined caution coming at the end of stage 2. So road course racing for years would say, hey, pit before the caution. Now you know when the cautions are. Pit road is closed when the leader, the 2 car, comes to 2 to go. So he has a couple options. He could pit this time or he could pit even the next time. I expect most of the lead lap cars, there's the leader, he chose to stay out. I expect to see pit road look like a yellow right here. Probably a few playoff cars may stay out for points, but everyone else who once has a chance to win this race,
No, Brandon Jones is going to stay out.
road right here. Dave.
and the biggest adjustment for A.J. Allmendinger will be the
Ty Gibbs probably
coming
coming down.
Expect to see after this pit stop. He'll get 4 good
I imagine,
years here.
even though Creed ain't in the playoffs, I imagine Creed will stay out.
And then we'll see what A.J. can do, Marty.
Keep Brandon Jones from
getting
as many stage points.
From the race team. So early in the race, the car was too tight. Now it's way too free. A little bit longer there on the right side. Shouldn't be too bad of a penalty here under green flag. The surprising thing to see is that Ty Gibbs did not come down pit road.
But he hasn't yet, but he'll have the option to follow the 2 if he pits. And that might be their strategy, Marty, right? They might think in front. 54 will come with them. Brandon Jones, the yellow Menards car, I believe is going to stay on the racetrack. There he is. He's going to come into view. He'll take over the lead. So coming to 2 to go, the 19 is now the race leader. Creed and Gibbs on pit road.
Yeah, so Brandon Jones, Riley Herb, Sam Mayer, Allgaier, all those guys are going to stay out to get points, Kim.
And you see Sheldon Creed right there in the 2 on the top of your screen. This run, he just needs more through the center, and then he reported right before he came down, he needs better drive off. He loses at the end of the run. You saw the chassis adjustment, 4 tires, Sunoco fuel, Marty.
Chris Gale making the call last second to bring Ty Gibbs to pit road, but planned a as you mentioned, Steve, here bidding with 2 to go in the stage. Cartman just a little bit free. Quick stop by the 54 bunch.
They'll come out just behind the 2 of Sheldon Creed. And again, Brandon Jones staying out on the racetrack. He has the lead now, although we'll be coming up on 1 to go.
That's really important because of the stage points. He did not get in the first stage. Now he's going to get stage points and most likely win this stage. But also behind him, Riley Earps. Riley Earps got 6 points in the first one. Looking to get 9 here. Sam Mayer, he got 8. Looking to get 8 in this one as well. Algar.